Welcome or welcome back to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff, and today we are going to continue building the Ninjago City Gardens at set number 71741. This set was released in 2001, and this is the last large Ninjago set we're going to put together for right now. I'm going to come out with more, maybe we'll buy more, but we did the Ninjago City workshops. That was released, I think it was February or March. We did that one first, and we have gotten pretty far on this. I don't know what bag we're on because this was already taken apart. If I take a look here, let's see, it says bag 14. Okay, but we're not really opening bags. We've already put this together before. Let me switch cameras, and let's go ahead and let's get started on this. All right, so this is the progress we've been able to make. We've been able to, looks like, get the first 3 levels done because there's actually 2 levels here. Let's see from the side, there's 2 levels, and then this is the 3rd level, and we're working on the 4th. So let's go ahead and pull this off, and we're going to set this aside, and we're just going to go ahead and start building. And I would ask that if you're watching this on YouTube, if you'd hit the like button, and if you're watching over on Rumble, I ask that you would hit the Rumble button. And meanwhile, we're just gonna get started on this guy here, and this level has a museum, I think is what it was called, and it's gonna have a dragon-like thing on the top. We're not gonna get to that part yet. 1 like to a customer. Okay, well, thank you, John. John, how is your morning shaping up, my friend? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a live stream tonight. I typically do one on Tuesdays, but I'll be honest with you, my foot has been bothering me, and I'm going to call my doctor's office as soon as I'm done here to see if I can get an appointment there. If I can get an appointment, I will not do a live stream. But yeah, it had something really weird happen. Probably a little over a month ago. I was walking around barefoot up here, and I stepped on something really sharp. And when I picked up my foot immediately to look at it, I didn't see anything. So I really didn't think much happened. However, as time has gone on, I feel like I have something stuck in my foot, and probably about, I don't know, a day or 2 after all this happened, I found a dead yellow jacket on the floor, almost exactly in the same spot that I got hurt. And so my theory is I stepped on a yellow jacket and it lost its stinger, and they don't normally lose their stingers, but this one was dead, and if they lose it, they do die. And I think that stinger is in my foot still, and it hurts. So, John, stepping on a Lego in this case would have been better, because I think I'm going to have the doctor cut it out if it's in there. Anyway, I'm not sure what's going on. That's just my theory. I'll get it done, get it all taken care of. And John said, Porthos being a brat got me up at 3 a.m. Oh, man. That would definitely be on the list of I want to hurt something. Hey, Greg, how's it going? How's Soundwave going? Did you get them done? And if you did, what do you think of them? Is there something wrong with you over there? All right. So we've got 1 wall done. Let's keep going. There we go. Got a door. But honestly, guys, I've been having a pretty good time. I was out in the shop last night working on the city, and I got as far as I'm going to get on that for right now. I did finish up the theater for the catacombs. I got her done. He's good. He's a 1x5 plates parts pack. Okay. Well, What do you like? How far did you get? Like, are you done building them, or are you still in progress? You're completely done. Okay. Well, cool, man. I honestly really liked how the tapes on this one transforms. I mean, they did a really good job of that. And look at this. I love the detail. They put a ring, well, they put a jumper plate, they put a ring, and then they put a leaf through the ring. They put it through the ringer, guys. Anyway, I do like it, and I like the window design being off-centered. I've always liked these Ninjago sets. I mean, they just the building techniques and stuff. It's wild, but I love it. All right, looks like we're building a front counter here. You're completely done. That is cool. That is cool. Well, wasn't he? He's quite a few pieces, isn't he? I can't remember, Greg. I built mine a few weeks back, and I mean it's like this, man. I can barely remember what I had for dinner, and sometimes I can't from the night before. So it's not. I genuinely don't remember. You know what else is wild? Miss Chip. Sometimes I think I gotta put her back in the wild. What's up, Kitty? And Papu. Oh man, Eddie. Can I just call you Eddie? Edie or Eddie? I don't want to keep butchering your name. That's why. Hello, good morning, Cajun. How's it going? Yes, Lego. All right. This is going to be one continuous building. It's going to be pretty good size today. But yeah, like I said, it is up in the air whether I'm going to do a stream tonight, and that's because I'm going to try to get a doctor's appointment. And unfortunately, I mean, I love living out here in the country, guys, but there are some drawbacks, and one of them drawbacks is the fact if you need to do something, you got to travel far. And my doctor is 40 minutes away. So it's a bit of a jog to get there. I certainly will. And Yeti, you know, I feel the same way. I really do feel blessed. You know, I have done over 150 job applications, and I have not found a job. And you think, well, why do you feel blessed? Well, I feel blessed because regardless of that happening, the money's been there. Like, Bricklink has been really good to me. I've had plenty of orders. Certain things have just kind of taken place that have made things possible. And honestly, I shouldn't be doing as good as I am, but I am, and I'm grateful. So I will definitely mention that. But yeah, I'm going to have my foot looked at today. I'm thinking they might have to cut a stupid yellow jacket stinger out of my foot. I think it got lodged in there, so I want to have that done because it hurts. And it's been going on for a while. Kind of stubborn because sometimes I I don't like going to the doctors for every little thing. In fact, to be honest, I don't like going to the doctors at all. So I try to avoid going, and a lot of times problems work themselves out, but this one's not working itself out. I'm just in constant pain. So need to quit being stubborn and just get her done. And also, Yeti, I feel really blessed because, you know, I've never been able to own something like the shop before. And when I look at that shop and every time I'm out there, I mean, I'm just blown away it's mine. And I don't know, just trying to be humble about it. I'm not trying to make anybody else feel bad or anything. It just feels so good to have it. Stud Bricks, hey, how's it going? Yes, there is always more than one move. I agree with that. In fact, in my life, and again, I'm not trying to at all, and I'm going to say this very clearly, I'm not at all trying to push how I feel or what I believe on anybody. I just like to share my life's experiences. And that is one experience in life that I have had over and over where I don't see what the solution is. And, you know, I pray and I ponder and I think and I try to make it happen. And it just, you know, I by myself can't make it happen. And I pray about it. And the miracle is I see a rock wall and I don't see a way through it. What ends up happening is as I get closer and closer to that wall, having faith that something will happen, all of a sudden, I'll notice a crack in that wall or a door that's just big enough for me to get through. And I think that's where the true miracle happens right there. So anyway, I own this set. I got it in December 2022. Yes, this is I like this set. And I've had it for a while too, which is why the pieces are laid out instead of being in bags. I built it once, took it apart. Long story short, I really thought I was moving to Texas. So I packed everything, including all my Lego sets. And so now I'm going through the nasty job of rebuilding a lot of them, which is actually one of the reasons I started doing Mornings with Chip, because I just felt like I needed to get that off my shoulders and get things built, because when they're built, I can share them with you. If they're not built, I can't share them with you. I mean, it doesn't mean anything if I just lift up a bag and say, hey, look, this is the Ultimate Collector Series Star Wars set. And actually, it just makes me look like a fool. So I am grateful to be able to have the time to spend with you guys to do this, by the way. Okay. I love this. This is supposed to be, what do you call it? One of those postcard little things you spin around. I couldn't even think of that. And as far as checking out your channel, yeah, I'd love to. As soon as I'm done here today, I'll take a look at it. Ninjago channel, that's awesome. So how do you do for? Are you building like an extension to the different Ninjago sets? I mean, like what do you do on your channel? And it's okay if you just build new sets too. I mean, I'm not here to judge. I'm just asking. Oh, and I don't know how to explain what I do. It's kind of unique. Okay, well, hopefully, okay, I'll take a look at the channel and see. But if you want to try to explain it, I'd love to listen. And just to finish something, because I'm really good at starting to tell you guys stuff, and I'm really bad for finishing it. So another way that I feel really blessed in my life is, you guys know that I've told you guys my goal is to build the world's largest Lego city, and that is a very, very big endeavor, and I feel blessed because I have that shop, that I have the room to do it. And also, not just that, but I have the Bricklink store that I started all those years ago that has so far been funding it. So I feel really blessed to be able to make progress towards that goal. Mayo, how's it going? How are you doing this morning? And I'm very honest. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to do the world's largest Lego city. Now, I have a long way to go. And I know you look at it right now, you think, oh boy, that's not the world's largest. Yeah, and it's not. It's not yet. But it'll get there. One brick at a time. Actually, that's going to be my new slogan. Building the world's largest Lego city, one brick at a time. There you go, guys. Thanks for helping me come up with that. And so far, I mean, I release a city update every Wednesday. So that means tomorrow there'll be one. And so far, I've built like a little ocean with 4 wind turbines, and there's a beach area, and on the beach we've got a couple of sunbathers, we've got a cafe, we've got an official Lego set. The cafe's custom. It's a mock. The snack shack is a Bricklink designer set, straight out of the box, no modifications, and it's actually, I think, the only set so far that's straight out of the box. Even the wind turbines are highly customized. So you've got ocean, a little bit of a beach with cafe, snack shack. You've got a surf shop. You've got a jet ski shop. You've got an abandoned gold mine, and you're going to have an active gold mine. And then you got a couple of those one piece. Oh, I guess that is straight out of the box. One of them is. The other one's modified. Then I've got 2 one-piece sets. The windmill village things. They look like those huts that you can rent in, I think it's Fiji. So we've got that going on for us. We've actually got quite a bit. And there's a cliff wall, like separating the beach from the rest of the city. And if you go a little bit further up, you've got a Ninja Turtles thing right off the sewer. And you've got a parking garage that's been started. And actually, that's going to be the focus for the next couple of weeks, because I need to get that just done so I can have room, because we're going to have 2 levels of garage behind the cliff wall, and then we're going to have the city level. And that city level I'm dying to get to, because I've got all kinds of houses and I got all kinds of stuff I want to throw up there. So anyway, but I could talk all day long. The huts look good. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And by the way, I ordered 2 more off Lego.com yesterday, because I wanted 4 of those huts. Now, I've already converted one into a, what do you call that? Into a hotel room. And so that's going well. And then I looked at my points yesterday, and a little dirty secret is that Lego if you sell on Bricklink, you cannot acquire VIP points anymore. And I was afraid they were going to take away the VIP points that I had. So I jumped on there yesterday and I ordered those 2 huts, and they cost me nothing. I had enough points. So, all right, so this is what we've done. We did a little bit of the backside here. What's the name of the cliff? It's just called Cliff. It's not Click and Cliff, it's just Cliff. I did have to click to get Cliff, but it ain't Click and Cliff. We can call it Dead Man's Drop. We can call it, I don't know. I don't know what to call it. You got any ideas on the name for the cliff? I have an idea. If Click and Cliff wants to pay me a royalty, a monthly royalty of $50, I'll name it after him, and I'll make sure in every stream I mention it. Just kidding. Look at me looking for a sponsorship. Look at that. Okay, so we have this electric looking sign. There we go. Oops. I don't think it really matters, does it? It says it does, so let's switch it back. Okay, there we go. In order to build the world's largest city, it takes a lot of Lego and a lot of time, but I'm up for the challenge. Could I show my collection? I could. It wouldn't be too sexy right now because it's all, I've got about 70 totes that are 27-gallon totes. And that is what is mostly driving or where it's at. So, oh shoot, that didn't work out too well. Let's get that right. Okay, there we go. Around this room, I probably have about 30, maybe 40 sets put together. And that's about all I could show because everything else is put away. Kind of bites that I did all that. But, yeah, you know, sometimes you do what you got to do. And sometimes it doesn't end up being the greatest thing in the world. So, but I appreciate that. What I did in the past, Stud Bricks, is I used to do a monthly feature on the channel, and it was literally called the Lego Collection Tour. But then when I decided to move to Texas, I packed everything up and I quit doing that monthly feature. So if you want to go back and dig at an old video, I stopped it about a year ago, but you can see my entire collection there. Did I really do that? I did do that. Dang it. I forgot pieces. And I thought I thought I cured myself of that problem. I thought I was going slow enough. But I guess not. I guess I forgot some pieces. But that's okay. It's not too late to get them. After all, they are just over to my right. So let me go ahead and see if I can find those 2 pieces real quick. All right. I'm in luck. I was able to find them. One of the mods should find the link to that video and put it in the chat. Yeah, I'd appreciate if someone did. Excuse me. And actually, I think I could just do it real quick. Let's go to playlists. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate it, Stud Studios. I am going to put the link in here, by the way. Just as soon as I find it. Wow. I've done a lot because I'm not finding it. I do have a lot of playlists. Lego room tours. I thought I changed it to collection tours. I did. All right, let's see if we can find it. Nope, it doesn't like that. Huh. Well, it really didn't like it. That's nice. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's try this here. I don't think this is the right one because it says Lego Collection Tour, and I thought, or what does it say? Lego Room Tours, which I ended up calling it Lego Collection Tours because, yeah, when I first started doing this, it was just one room, and that's why I called it that. But seeing as that is the only one I have, that is the correct one. So let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and make a link to that. Yep, that's the last one. Oh my goodness. Hopefully it doesn't come on for me. The sound. Yep, it did. Okay. Well, I do have the video. Hey, Zach, how's it going? You need a Ron Johns? What's a Ron Johns? Here, let me go to sorry, just taking a small detour here, guys. Let me see if I can put this together. Oh, come on. Stop it. Now it's just being crazy. Okay, there we go. There we go. Got it. Okay. Let's get back to the building here, shall we? So we're going to be building a wall here. Not a border wall, just a wall. I know how some of you get excited with the mention of a border wall. And I didn't say which way you're getting excited, whether you get angry or excited. But excitement happens. Stud Studios. Stud Studios, I did put the link there if you want to watch my last one, which was about a year ago. My last Lego collection tour. And JK, I cannot say that. I'm sorry. Is JK okay? I don't want to butcher your name. How are you doing, sir? How's your afternoon going? So just to let you guys know, as I was saying a little bit earlier, it is my plan to build the world's largest Lego city out there in my shop. And I've got plenty of ideas. I've got a ski area, going to have an airport, going to have just a whole variety of things, a harbor area, residential, industrial area, going to have a subway, monorail. We're going to have, it is going to be so action-packed. So the name of my cliff, my city, will be the Clicking Cliff. Okay. Well, awesome. Petition for you to get all the Ninjago Lego city sets. I would love that. I really would. Those I just love the Ninjago sets. They're so detailed, and as I was saying a little earlier, the building techniques can be a little insane, which to me is what adds to the draw to it, the flavor, you know, like it's what makes me want to have them. Is they're not just some boring set that, like, okay, police and fire stations have gotten ridiculous. The last fire station, it was only like, what was it, 8 studs, the garage, so you couldn't even fit you could only fit like the nose of the fire truck in there. It was stupid. And it was so plain. It was just a couple of those panels slapped together in a garage door. Ninjago is way different. Ninjago, I mean, look how many pieces. I mean, there's almost 6,000 in this set. And it's really just intricate. Love it. Who's my favorite ninja? I don't really follow Ninjago that closely, but I did see the Lego movie and the Ninjago Lego movie, and I did like Lloyd and thought Lloyd was funny. I loved when his dad, he said, Lloyd says, "You ruined my life." And his dad's like, "I don't know how I could have done that. I wasn't even in it." So anyway. That was some dark humor thrown in that movie. I'm going to make a one-on-one of the petition websites. Okay. Who's your favorite ninja, Stud Bricks? And this may be an unpopular opinion, but the villain of the story, I don't think is too much of a villain, to be honest. Is Joy, the blue one. Okay. Yeah, I used to have a ton of Ninjago figures in my Bricklink store, but they sold out. I don't have that many left at all. I've just got a handful. Okay, wait. Make sure I get this right. Okay. Has anybody here ever played like Guild Wars? I know it's a really old game, but I'm just curious if you guys ever played those kind of games. I know there was World of Warcraft, which was bigger and more popular, but I played Guild Wars back in the day. And I know it's still together, but here's the problem. I played the game 15 years ago, and it's been so long that when I try to log in, I can't remember my password. And the email account associated with that game is no longer, I don't have access to it anymore. I lost it years ago. And so, I mean, I played that game back when we lived in Germany, which we lived there in 2008. So 17 years ago. So no, there's no way I remember any of that stuff. But I've been wanting to play it real bad lately, and I can't. And I tried reaching out to their support, and their support says they can't help me because they'll only send a reset to the email on file. Well, the email on file is wrong, so and I don't have access to it. So I guess I lost my game and all the work I did. If you love the movie, you'll love the show even more. I did like the show, the Ninjago show. I thought it was pretty cool. Is anybody here? I know Yeti does, but does anybody else? And Yeti, you can pipe in if you want. But does anybody else play the Lego games? My son used to play the Lego Batman one. Now I don't get too much into it. More or less, I just paid for it so he could play it. Yeah, I know, not too interesting. Oh man, I can't believe Can you believe it's Tuesday already? Anybody? I can't. The week's going by so fast. Okay. Lego Star Wars, the complete saga is peak. Okay. That sounds cool. I haven't played that. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I am tired. I was kept up last night because my foot was hurting. Which is why I'm going to go see the doctor if she has an appointment. I need to get that looked at. We don't have an urgent care center here, so in this area. So it's either go see your doctor or walk in the ER, which if you guys have ever paid for an ER bill, no thanks. It's not that serious. You know what? You know what? One thing about doing these Lego sets is, how come it never takes nearly as long to use the pieces than it does to lay them out and get them ready for a stream? That's the thing right there. So it took me, probably 5 hours to set out these pieces. And I'll be done with this in about an hour. So it's like, it's not proportional, let me tell you. Well, I did, excuse me. I did read ahead a little bit, guys, on the News of the Weird this time. And there's a couple of good stories I'd like to get to. So I will try and finish this little section here as fast as I can. And then we'll go ahead and get into a News of the Weird story. And There's no shortage of those, so we can definitely get to it. Yeti, how's your walking going? So I know, Yeti, you were talking about taking care of yourself better and getting more steps in. So I'm just curious how you're doing today with that. Is that going the way that you'd like it to? Multitasking. That's all right. Hey, man, we all do that. It's awesome because everything is awesome. And in fact, my parents, when I was at their house this weekend, they had the game show channel on, which I don't watch TV, so I don't know what channel that it's. I don't know what it's original. I don't know if it's actually called the game show channel, but all it plays is game shows, and so I call it the game show channel. It's probably about as original as they got, and that's probably what it's really called. Anyway, they had this like trivia thing, and they actually mentioned from what movie is the song "Everything Is Awesome" from. Of course, the guy got it right, Lego Movie. So he was a smart man. At least I'm going to claim that. All right, then we got to do one more for the other side. Yeah, it is kind of frustrating when you build this because, or you're putting the pieces out. It really does take like 5 times as long to lay out the pieces than it does to, yeah. Okay. I still need to figure out, guys, when I'm going to be able to break off and go to Texas. I've got some responsibilities to take care of there. And so I got to go see Miss Chip. All right. Let's work on the next section, shall we? And this is weird. This is a treasure chest that does not have a lid to it. Oh, I messed that up. Okay, let me fix that. Okay, so that goes there. It doesn't really want to fit in there. There it goes. And I don't understand how that part works. They tell us just to put the window in there. Oh, well, that's why. This chest, I put it on backwards. All right, that's why it wasn't working. Let me fix that real quick. And that just happens. I mean, no matter how hard you try, things just don't go the way they should sometimes. And see, this is what I was talking about, the techniques they use that are just, to me, they amaze me because I would have never thought about this. How this is supposed to be a lid on here, and instead it actually fits a piece of window glass on there. It pops right in, just snug, and There you go. You got yourself a little display case. Someone I know was having, oh, am I having microphone issues? Or is it somebody else? Oh, okay, good. Well, it's kind of hard with this equipment, man, because I know there's been plenty of times where I think everything's fine. And I get on there and people are like, oh, you're blurry. Oh, this, that. And it's like, what? And I don't have any idea why. It kind of really sucks. Okay, let's see if we can. Again, how they did this, they used that little rail that kind of holds this wall in, and then you got 4 studs they left exposed just right so that it fits on here. I think that's really cool. I think they really did a great job with this. And it's kind of weird. I did some experimenting with an old phone I had. And what I have found is that the YouTube thing is about 7 seconds delayed, the live stream. Oh, yeah, Mayo, I know you don't live like way out in the sticks, at least I don't think you do. But do you guys have dust storms near you? Because we get dust storms, and Mrs. Chip has been here for them, and she says that our dust storms remind her a lot of Iraq and how bad they get. And we had one of those Sunday night. We had a terrible, terrible dust storm. And it was so bad that when I was driving back from my parents' house, I looked north on the highway that I was driving on, and you could just see a wall of brown, and that would be the dust storm. But then it started raining, and I called Spencer because he was home, and I just wanted to make sure he was all right. And when I called him, he says, yeah, it's pretty bad up here, and then while I was on the phone with him, it started raining, and just like that, and I mean just like that, it cleared up because the rain wet the ground so that the wind wasn't blowing up any more dust. But it was pretty bad. It was like a wall. And I wished I could say I had all the pieces, but I do not. I missed one. I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab that. Every time I fart, we have a dust storm. Well, maybe I did, and I'm just blaming it on you. Just kidding. Yeti, how's your steps going this morning? I would love if all of us encouraged Yeti to on a semi-regular basis. So I think that's a very noble goal, to get steps in and try to, improve things. I need to do that myself. I used to walk 12 to 15,000 steps a day. I'm not kidding. I used to, but here lately, my butt's been so lazy. I ain't done nothing. Mayo, how's your city going? Mayo says, no dust storms in the big city, but the wind blows dust from the country into the big city. That's why hay fever is common here. Yeah, didn't oh man, I'm going to butcher this because I don't remember. It's been so long ago. I watched a documentary about some sort of thunderstorm you guys had a couple years ago or several years ago, and a bunch of people ended up in the hospital because there was some sort of thing that happened in the atmosphere that became very toxic to those who had any sort of allergy. And I can't remember the event or the name of the event, and I apologize. So I mean, it's kind of, I'm butchering the story all over the place. I'm at 1,200 steps. It's hot outside, right? The humidity is real bad. Not a good day for walking, but I'm going to still try to get my steps in as much as I can. And something that's very important to factor that in, because you don't want to end up dehydrated or, having other problems because you try to take care of that. So I commend you on that. And on this, as far as this set's concerned, I love this little thing. It's like a little old TV with the rabbit ears. I wish they would have done two. I mean, I've got another one. I could easily change that. That was Melbourne. It was a dusty thunder. Yeah, that's what it. Yeah. See, I'm not good at remembering. But I did watch the documentary, and I was blown away. Like how many. It claimed a lot of lives, and it filled up the hospitals real quick. It was pretty brutal. All right, Mayo, thanks for being here. I sincerely appreciate it. I hope you have the rest of your days good. So we're putting like a little security pad on the side of this door. I think that's pretty nifty. I've never been in a dust storm. I've been in a sandstorm. Yeah, I don't think they're much different, except for, I mean, like, okay, I've never been in a sandstorm, so I am speaking out of my behind here. But I will say the dust storm was hard to be in because it was like I felt little grains of things like hitting my skin, and it kind of hurt. Well, not kind of. It did hurt. Because it was like you're being sandblasted. And I wish I could catch up to my teenagers, my neighbor's teenage son, because he likes to peel out at the end of the road. And I wouldn't care, except for it is damaging our road, because we have a gravel dirt road that we live on. And then it hits a paved highway at the end of it. And the problem with that is when you peel out like that, you end up creating a big old dip, like right where the road hits. And so we've got this big dip in there. And last night when I took the trash cans out there, because today's our trash day, I brought a shovel with me and I filled it in as much as I can, but it ain't gonna last very long. He really needs to quit doing that. It's annoying. Either that or bring his shovel and let him fix it. But okay. Yeti says, sandstorm in the flesh right off your skin is same, I guess, because the same thing, how it feels like somebody is rubbing sandpaper, all over your body at once, really. I thought, see, I have a brother-in-law that likes to restore cars, and he has this sandblasting thing that you can get paint off of cars, and I've used it many times, and I've occasionally hit my hand for a second, and it doesn't take the flesh off, but boy does it hurt. And that's what it kind of felt like to some degree. And tell you something funny is the sandblasting chamber thing. When I went to physical therapy or occupational therapy years ago, when I got bit by the dog on this finger right here, in fact, you can still see the scar that goes right there for the surgery I had to save the finger. So yeah, I'm going to give you the finger, but no, I gave the doctor the finger. He fixed it. Anyway, enough of those jokes. I had to do occupational therapy, and there was that sandblasting thing, and the sandblaster wasn't on, and it wasn't sandblasting anything, but part of my physical therapy or occupational therapy was to put my hands inside the chamber, and you just work the sand with your hands, and it helps get the motion back in this finger after it was bit. And I'll tell you what, that was probably, I don't want to say it's the worst thing I've ever been through, because I've been certainly through some things that are worse than that, but that dog bite was pretty bad. And of course, I got bit by a dog. Miss Chip left to Iraq in July, and then I got bit a month and a half later in early September. It was on Labor Day that I got bit. I was so pissed. And that girl who owned that dog, she didn't even ask me if I needed help. She ran away with her dog because she didn't want to get in trouble. But I later found her because she lived on base. Okay. Again, I'm going to take this off. I like the building techniques. Instead of putting a double jumper, they put just two like that, and then you could put this piece, and then it secures the corners, and it's pretty secure. I love these building techniques on this. They do just such a great job at this. We've got, I don't know how much longer we got, but we've got a few more to do. And then, like I said, I'm calling my doctor and seeing if I can get an appointment today. What year did you go to Iraq, or what years did you go to Iraq, Yeti? Or did you go to Afghanistan? I'm not sure. Mrs. Chip went to Iraq once, and it was, I will say that was probably the toughest thing I ever dealt with, because that was me with 4 kids that were small. Oh, you've been to both Afghanistan and Iraq. Okay. I'm sure we got to do this other side next. Oh, I spoke too soon. Let's get this done first. They both smell the same, like poop. Well, see, I remember Mrs. Chip got to call me right after they got situated in Iraq. And, you know, I didn't know anything about it. So curiously, I just asked her, I said, hey, what's it like there? And I love Mrs. Chip's description of Iraq. She says, well, it's kind of like baking cookies. She goes, you know how when you open the oven and it's like all that hot air hits you? And I was like, yeah. She goes, yeah, it's just like that, except for you can't close the oven door and walk away. You're just in the oven with the cookies. Something tells me Mrs. Chip didn't like Iraq. So we have a bit of an artist here. I'm sorry, I'm covering the paintbrush. And that goes right in here. Oh, grab the wrong pieces here. Well, yesterday I said I think we have 2 more streams to get this done. But now that I'm looking at the table after sorting the pieces for this stream, I now believe we have 2 more. So I misjudged. Well, I know what Mrs. Chip's favorite joke is about Iraq. And that is, do you know why they can't have driver's ed and sex education in the same day? Well, the answer to that is it's just too hard on the camels. Yeah, Mrs. Chip said that she didn't really like, well, she said the people there, they were very temperamental. Like if something happened, like you know, insurgents happened and they killed a couple people, well, it was the damn Americans' fault for being there. But if something happened where, like, you know, the troops went out and they were able to kill insurgents and make the place safer, well, then all of a sudden the Americans were okay. So they were very temperamental and their support was not constant, is what I heard. That's a damn shame. Oh, dang. Throwing pieces all around. And again, the technique of using these brackets to put the window on is unique. That's true. We couldn't trust their people. And that's pretty sad. And what's even sadder is I forgot pieces, but I'm going to move on because this will be easily accessible. And I had trouble finding those pieces for the other side. And again, this is supposed to be like a little skirt for a minifigure, and we're using it as a flower pot. And it's pretty cool. Okay. Oh, I need that piece to put this on. Okay. Well, then I won't worry about it. I'll just throw this on the building, and like I said, I'll look for the piece after the stream. Rancor Steve, how you doing, man? How's everything going? Are you working that drywall? Steve's a buddy of mine. If he'll claim it. He probably won't claim it. Oh, man. Well, thanks for stopping by, Steve. It's good to see you. How's that project of yours going? Oh, which house? Well, that's good. That's a good problem to have. I'm glad to hear that you've got multiple projects going on right now. I hear the IRS is hiring again. I need to see when the event is and sign up and go. Oh boy. I did not grab the right piece. Shoot. And this is essential because I'll be putting a bar across it here in a minute. That's not cool. All right. Well, let's go a little further. I am going to have to get that piece, though, before I can move on. I thought I grabbed them all, but I didn't. Is there one over here? Oh, you know what? I don't have to get up because I got one over here in my spare pile. Okay. One house, we have one wall that needs drywall. The other house just needs a second thing of mud. Well, Steve, I have respect for you because I can't mud a house worth of crap. I suck at it. And I've tried. But that's cool. How long have you been in the construction business, Steve? Five years. All right. I did construction for a little over a year, fresh out of high school. It was my dad's friend's company, and it was called Big Sky Construction in San Jose, California. It was a kind of a crazy place to, well, okay, I say crazy, but I actually liked it. And I liked it because of the fact that it was kind of crazy. Like, I didn't know like one day I could be demolishing, the next day I could be framing, the next day I could be building concrete forms out of wood for a basement. I mean, like, I just never knew what we're going to be doing. There was even a couple days where he didn't have much for me to do, so he had me shadow an electrician and help him run some wires and drill some holes for wires and that kind of stuff. So it was fun. Okay, so we got some flower pots done here. Oh, and we're done with this book. Let's close it up. All right, let's go to the next book here. My dad used to own his own construction company, and I would work with him, and I would hate drywall and agree mud sucks. I just don't know how to do it, because every time I do it, I end up with having to do a crap ton of sanding, which means I did it wrong. So I've seen guys that can do it so well that they don't have to really sand that much. And it's like, I admire them. I really do, because I can't do it worth a SH, to be honest. All right, so we're building the partial roof to this thing. We're not going to finish this part because I'm going to run out of pieces before too long. And like I said, I'm kind of I'm not in a hurry, but I definitely want to have my foot looked at. Of course, it could be the problem like Red from the 70s show. I'm going to get there, and the doctor's going to ask me how many times I stuck my foot up someone's ass. And then she's going to tell me stop doing that. I have a really good doctor. I got to give her props. This doctor, like, she actually listens, and she's more concerned about some problems than I am. So that's saying something. Oh, well. This is what I was doing last night on your stream, Yeti. I was setting out the pieces for this. Oh, and I said we were going to get the news of the weird, and I never did. Oh, boy. Let's do it then. Okay. The least competent criminal. As the Rhapsody of the Sea cruise ship pulled into port at San Juan, Puerto Rico on September 7th, one passenger disembarked in the most unusual way. J. Gonzalez Diaz jumped ship with his backpack, a criminal complaint alleges, which contained $14,600, 2 phones, and 5 different IDs. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. 2 passing jet skis picked him up, and Customs and Border Protection later detained him near the Puerto Rico capital. Gonzalez Diaz told CBP, whatever that is, and Customs Border Protection, that he went overboard because he thought he was going to get tax duties for bringing in the currency into the country. But it turned out he also had a $16,710 gambling debt with the cruise line. Oh gosh. Diaz could face a fine of $250,000 and a 5-year prison sentence, or both. Wow, what an idiot. Sorry. That wasn't news of the weird. That was news of the idiot. I don't know how you do that, man. You make it worse for yourself. Oh, I messed that up. Let's fix it. You heard about that? Okay. Well, it's just amazing, the criminal mind. Because, I mean, look, I'm kind of telling on my family, but I've got a cousin who's been in and out of jail. And then I got a cousin who happens to be the brother of that cousin, or the sister of that cousin. She married a guy named, well, I'm going to call him Fred. I was about ready to use his real name. He's been in and out of jail. He reminds me of Back to the Future, the jailbird Joey. You better use these bars, kid. Because that guy, they've been married for like just as long as Jenny and I have been married, 30 years. But he goes into jail and he gets out. He's only out usually for a couple weeks. And then that idiot just does something else. And I don't get it. I mean, are prisons so comfortable that you just don't want to leave? I mean, what the hell? Work's been nuts, but I'm here, still here. Hey, Steve, I don't know if he's still here or not, but it was good to see him just for a minute. Yeah, this cousin I'm talking about is the same one that decided to rob a bank during COVID and didn't wear a mask. Yeah, the one time we could wear a mask, he decides not to. I didn't say he was the brightest. In fact, I'm telling you right now, he ain't the brightest. I love this. We got a little safe. Speaking of robberies and stuff, there you go. Yeah. Well, it looks like I didn't grab a piece. Okay, so I found the pieces that I was missing for that wall as well. So I'll throw that on there as well. So let me go ahead and drag this back over and take care of that. Okay. Well, we are on the downhill stretch on this one. I'm almost at the end of everything I laid out for this set, but I will give you a 360 tour of the set right before we cancel or end the stream. Oh, nice. I don't remember doing this in the first time I did this. Okay, so let's swing this back over here, and I think it goes over here because it won't go any other place. In fact, it doesn't even want to go over here. Oh boy. There we go. So we've got, this is what we built today. And how does it relate to the rest of the set? Well, let's slide it on over here. There we go. So there you have it. We still got a long way to go. The tree does come out of here. We've got this top level that has a tower on it. And then on the back side here is another 16 by 32 plate that has a little bridge and everything. So still got a ways to go. So I think 2 more streams will have this done. Thanks for being here. Please hit that like button or Rumble if you're over on Rumble. And be good to each other and stay safe out there. And I'll catch you on the next one.